It's been far too long and I almost forgot to hit the record button. I can't even get into it because I can't hear the music, the theme music playing.
You forgot your headphones.
It's so weird.
It's done.
We done?
Yeah, it finished.
Hey, it's been so long. We're so glad to be back. It feels like, oh my God, it feels like a million years.
It's been 2 months.
We're the Pot Smoking Moms. It's been 2 months since the last time we recorded a podcast. I'm Sunny D. We're here with my homegirl, Captain J.
Hello.
Please, if you like our podcast, rate, subscribe, post a little cute review, share, be friends with us on all social medias. If you leave a review, we'll send you stickers. Just let us know you left one, and we will be more than happy to send you stickers. Our website is potsmokingmoms.com. It doesn't get any easier than that. It's a pretty easy website. Yep. Oh my God, what are we smoking?
Oh my God. Yes, I need some of that. I am enjoying a hybrid called Memberberry from True Leaf.
I am smoking some Sutera flower. It's called Sherbet. This will be my first time trying this one.
Cheers.
Cheers. If you got them at home, smoke it up.
Hope the smoke alarm doesn't go off, or at least tell us she's gonna might go off.
Oh, that's right. I shouldn't have gone full force on that. I didn't think I was gonna.
That's where we had the original one, and I was like, maybe we should move it. So maybe it's not a good idea to have it right outside my office.
Yeah, we might run into a few little issues there.
No, but she's cool because she's just like, I've detected smoke in the kitchen.
She's very polite about it.
Yeah, she's like, the alarm may sound off. It will be loud. And then the other one in the other hall repeats what she just said, the one here. And then, like, the smoke is not that much until it clears up so nothing happens.
Right.
It's just so like a heads up. She gives you a heads up before she goes bananas.
She's like, excuse me, but there's a little smoke. I don't know if you want to check out what's going on. She's, like, very apprehensive. Like, she doesn't want to alarm you, but she kind of has to tell you. She has to break the news to you. You're like, homegirl, we're good. I'm smoking. She'll be like, oh, okay. Just checking.
Yeah, basically. The best part is that my husband gets an alert at work when he's at work, so he knows.
So he knows whenever you're smoking.
He does. Yeah. He gets an alert.
God. Does he ever say anything about like, hey, smoking a little too much there, buddy? Does he ever like say anything like that?
He goes off a couple times a day.
Oh, yeah, okay. But has he ever been like, hey,
no?
Nice. My husband's sometimes like, hey, we're going through $100 a week on weed. And I'm like, yeah, bitch.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have a podcast called Pot Smoking Moms for nothing. I have to remind him, hello, hi, do you know what my podcast is? Yeah? Okay. So a lot has gone on in the last 2 months. Like a lot and not a lot, right? It feels like so much, but nothing at all has happened, right?
Basically, yeah.
It's very strange. We actually, our last episode, we were about to get ready for 420 Fest.
Mm-hmm. We went to 420 Fest.
We saw a lot of our friends, a lot of you guys, a bunch of our patrons. And it's just always so nice to like connect with people. And more so now that we're like finally trying to like get out there.
Mm-hmm. See people
again, go to parties, events. Yeah. So that was really nice. I'm looking forward to the next time we could do one of those.
Yeah, that was fun.
I wish there would make one like more local.
Oh my God. And Terry's edible.
Yeah.
We think it may have worked.
Yeah. I think it was a winner there. I think
Terry brought me an
and
edible,
it's so
one
crazy
of our
because
patrons.
she's like, oh, I use the she goes by the recipe of Liv, who we had on our show. Yeah. Who, if you have issues using edibles,
they don't work for you.
She, has different, I mean, like there's different ways of
It was. She said it was like
testing.
a vegan recipe using MCT oil.
It was fantastic. It tasted great, and it did the trick. I mean, on top of the fact that we're absolutely tired,
Exhausted after
you
being
know,
there all day.
after being there all day,
in the heat.
and we skipped out a little early too.
Yeah.
It's
We
just
broke
too
the
much.
rules. We dipped.
Yeah, because
You're like, I just started
Yeah.
packing up. I'm like, let's go.
yeah, listen, hey, if someone exudes that much confidence, I'm usually game for whatever that person's doing, and you have had my best interest at hand. She's just like, I see her packing our stuff up, and I'm like, oh shit, we're leaving? Cool. I'm tired as fuck. Let's get out of here. Like, okay, you diving in? I'll come in too.
Oh, it was fun. It was so much fun.
It was super duper
We
fun.
saw so many of our people from Instagram. It was awesome.
We did. We even saw a popular TikToker. We saw Greg Grunge.
Yeah, that's right. He came and said hi to us.
He came and said hi. He has our sticker up in his van, and he does like travels.
Yeah, he's pretty big. He has like over 1 million.
He has over 1 million. He's on like every morning. He does lives. You know,
Yeah, he was cool.
He was super cool. Yeah, he does lives in the mornings. I like doing TikTok live. Sometimes I get too self-conscious, and I'm just like,
Oh, yeah.
forget it.
Talking into the camera is not my thing.
And then it feels awkward because you don't want to be mad at the fact that there's nobody in your life, but then you're kind of like, what am I here for if nobody's here to talk to me?
It's like, it's kind of hard to just sit there and talk to yourself if no one's interacting.
Yeah, at least when there's the opportunity of someone catching you talking to yourself. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I talk to myself all the time. I have conversations with myself all the time. Sometimes it's how I work things out. It's like I have a whole model. Like, I go back and forth with myself, you know? Sometimes it's not healthy.
Is it out loud or in your head?
It could be both, you know?
Yeah.
It could be both.
Parts of it are out loud, parts of it are in your head. I do that.
Yeah. For sure.
And then like somebody around like,
yourself
what? No, nothing. I was just.
Yeah. Or, you know, or hyping yourself up
Yeah.
sometimes, you know, or talking myself through an issue that I'm having that I'm just trying to, like, you know, work out. But yeah, I talk to myself all the time. I'm sure everybody else does a little bit. And if you don't, then I would have questions for you. If you don't talk to yourself a little bit, we have to talk. There's something deeper there. We want to do some giveaways. Those are usually fun.
Yes,
we
we
get a
need to
little
do 'em.
traffic, you know, hype it up a little bit, get people
For the return of the
sharing.
show.
For the return of the show, yeah. So we'll do a giveaway. We have new earrings that I don't even have on our website. I'm the worst salesperson. Like, oh yeah, you like these? You want these?
Well, that's
well,
not
you
what
can't
we were-
buy them because I'm not gonna post them for people to buy. Stupid.
It's not like our main thing. Our
I
main thing is the
know.
podcast.
We do need money though. So
Yes.
anyway, for us to get money for
Yeah.
podcast
Get
growth,
some pothead earrings.
get some pothead earrings. Yeah, pot smoking mom's necklace. I would like to work on shirts, but you know, it's also time consuming. I'd like to make something a little more cohesive. I didn't know what the word is that I'm looking for, but I guess it's that maybe. Also want to do like a local meetup. We do the 420 Fest, right? We don't mind traveling occasionally and doing these big festivals because they're huge. But also I think we should have some local meetup, something more local. And even if people have to travel a little bit ways to get to us, we're looking at a few places. If any local patrons or, you know, podcast listeners have any suggestions for you know, or
A
ideas
venue,
for a meetup.
place, a spot.
You know, because Jay is like, oh, we could just go to the beach and hang out on the beach. And that's cool. I'm down to do that.
I'm down to do a beach day.
But I feel like that's more like patron stuff for people who are, I don't know, a little more connected with us. But like if we do a more like public meetup where we can get other things involved, maybe
Yeah.
a DJ, make a thing out of it.
Like you're thinking an event.
Like an event. I don't know. Let us know. Would you rather do like low key?
I think we should do both.
You want to do a low key and
I
a high
want to
key?
do an event that we plan and have a day where we just meet up with our local pot smoking moms on the beach.
All right, cool. I'm down. I need to get out of the house more. This
Yeah.
honestly, like the podcast is a lot of work and it stresses me out, but also not having that stress stresses me out too. Because I'm like, kind of like, yeah, where do I go? What do I do? Like, I need to get out of my house. I need to like separate myself.
That's why I like kind of going back to the office 2 days a week. 2 days a week, I'm going into the office. I'm out of the house. I work,
and I feel like that is reasonable. There's like a huge thing happening now where people are like quitting their jobs because there's no adaptability within the jobs and no flexibility. Like, it is kind of like, it's like kind of getting cheated on though. Like, you're trying to do the best you can for a company working from your house during this under these circumstances. So they're still getting the most out of you. But now it's kind of like you have this ability. Like, why is it so? Yeah, why is it such an issue, an ordeal? Like, hybrid is great. I think it works.
Yeah,
I think it should be flexible. I think people understand it takes some stress off of your week of having a little bit more, like not having to put in all the time and energy that it takes to get to the office.
Yeah.
It's really it's like really taxing.
Yeah.
And when you add up all of the things, especially as a parent, and then going to school to pick up your kid and blah, 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 blah. It's a fucking pain in the dick.
Not looking forward to next year. Going back to school in person.
But at least are you still doing hybrid work from home and going into the office?
Yeah, I would continue doing 2 days a week at home, working from home.
I mean,
I'm lucky that I live so close to his school.
Yeah, girl. And like, that's another, yes, at the same time, it's kind of going through the hassle of going back to getting him in school, but he needs to go.
Yeah, this last year's been
away.
Easy peasy, where we just wake up, like, brush our teeth, brush our hair, make sure he has his uniform shirt on.
And get
then
to it.
sit in front of the computer and log in. There's no, he got to sleep in a little more.
Yeah. And stay up a little later.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, it feels a little bit better though. I don't feel so fucking like anxious when I go out because I'm a little bit more relaxed with the idea of,
because we're vaccinated. We're fully vaccinated.
We're glowing with the toxic ooze that we've injected into our bodies.
The microchips.
Fucking invincible.
Oh man.
Anyways, a lot of things happens. Actually, a lot of things are currently happening. I was hoping that I would have gotten a response from Henson already. Because I was really hoping to just
have the answer, the whole story,
and have the whole story, and have that be the center of attention.
Patrons know because we shared it on Patreon.
Yeah, I've been kind of not very vocal about this. I feel like I have been to my friends, close people. But I haven't been like publicly because I don't know what's going to happen. I didn't know what was going to happen. So I don't know if people are familiar with Jim Henson. Jim Henson is the creator of... Hey, people don't know who Jim Henson is. I've had to clarify for people and then I feel totally stupid. But Jim Henson is, to us, is huge. But he's the Muppets. He's Sesame Street. He is the Labyrinth. He is Dark Crystal. He is like... He's amazing. Everything with Henson Company to me
is gold.
I'm a big fan of you know how I am. I'm a general fan of most everything. I'm a little more hardcore on some things. Henson, I love. But I never thought that it would be an opportunity for me to work for Henson or in any capacity or be affiliated with them under any circumstances. Anyway, Robert, my husband sent me an audition notice. It was a casting notice. It was kind of
where did he see that?
I don't fucking know. I think it originated on Facebook. He must have seen it somehow. He saw it on Facebook. I don't know. I don't even know if he's like friends or follows them. But even looking at the posts themselves, they don't have that much like shares or comments. It's not something that blew up.
Yeah.
But they posted it a few times. They posted it on Instagram. They were looking for people to be part of a 3-week training initiative, which essentially...
Puppeteer Academy.
A puppeteer, yeah. It's kind of, it's doing puppeteer training, but like with, Henson technique. All right. So in the casting notice, it says, oh, you know, all the requirements. They're looking for diverse casting. So they wanted LGBTQ and people of color and women from all cultural backgrounds. And I was like, I check off a lot of boxes. Plus, I fit in the height requirements. So I was like, oh my God, this is perfect. Like come on, like this is for me. I have to at least try. So I put together a reel. I was like, oh, I just couldn't stop thinking about it. I have to do this. I was like, I got to do this. Everybody's like, oh my God, totally. Please do this.
Do it.
So I cut together a reel, which was great because it kind of like put my work into perspective. You know, I always think it's kind of silly because it's fun stuff that I've done.
It was awesome. I loved your reel.
But it came out really good.
It was great.
It came out really good. So, and actually I had feedback from friends who were like, talk about pot smoking moms more. And I was like, I was kind of nervous because I'm like, I don't want to really
children and stuff. Is that why you were nervous?
No, I was just kind of more nervous because I didn't want to make it a big deal. But my friends were like, it is a big deal. You're like advocating and this is like the biggest thing that you've created. Like you've created this and it's got, you know, it's pretty big. So it's like, all right, I guess I'll throw it in there and I'll make a bigger deal out of it. But I didn't want to like harp on the pot smoking thing.
Yeah.
Even though like they're in California, they're based in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
They please. If you haven't, they all smoke pot. If anything, they probably were like, oh, good. It's just pot. You know, like she's, you know, whatever.
She's a mom.
Yeah,
Okay.
she's mom. You know, she smokes pot. So, and she's Cuban. Whatever. So I sent it to them and they fucking asked me back for an audition. And I was just like, really? These people want me for an audition?
I told
oh my
you.
God. I was like, oh my God, I convinced these people that I'm a candidate. Either that or they got a lot of shit, a lot of garbage. I'm sure they had to go through a lot of garbage too. But anyways. So I got an audition. It was a Zoom audition, which is great because I feel like I was a little bit more comfortable. I wasn't going to be so nervous. Like when you're in person, it's like, oh my God, my nerves can really fucking make my body weird, right? So it was on Zoom and I was kind of working on myself. I got a video back from Brian Henson and he was like, you know, hey, kind of prepping you for what to expect for your audition and your audition time. The audition was so fast. It was like 10 minutes. And I was like preparing myself for there to be like a big time person. I was like, oh, maybe Elmo, Kevin Clash is there or something. Fucking Kevin Clash was there. Elmo was at the audition. And I was just like I think he made me the most nervous because I was just like, this guy is a legend.
Starstruck.
Yeah. And like, yes, I do puppet stuff, but I'm not serious about my puppet stuff. So I felt kind of like an imposter, like kind of like, oh, this guy's gonna know that I'm such a fucking fake. I don't do puppets, you know. And it went well. We did we did range. Like I did a couple of different voices. My improv was kind of terrible, but like again, like, you know, you're adhering to whatever their schedule is. I didn't want to like. I kind of wanted to talk to them a little bit, but like I didn't want to.
Yeah.
They had a lot of people to see. I'm sure they weren't into small talk.
Yeah, it was a 10-minute spot.
Yeah. And it felt so fast. So I felt like it wasn't the worst. It wasn't the best. It was okay. You know, I mean, I hope that they could see past that and see that there's like potential.
You're going to get called. I say you're going.
But they were having auditions the rest of this week. They had told me, look, we have auditions this coming. This was Friday. So they had auditions this past week. And now it's just like the waiting game of like, and then if you get it, you get 3 weeks of training in Los Angeles, in Hollywood. So I'd have to go there. I mean, I'd have to go there.
That would be amazing.
It would be amazing. And they say, it's not, what is it called?
It will be amazing.
Yeah. They
Manifest.
They don't, oh my God, what's the word I'm looking for? They don't guarantee a job. But ultimately, I was watching a documentary that they did for Sesame Street called, what is it called? Street Gang? Oh, it's great. It's a great documentary. And the lady who does Prairie Dawn was like talking about how she basically answered this ad, which is exactly, if they do a screenshot of it in the newspaper, and this was back in like maybe the 70s or the 80s. And it was exactly the same thing, the same ad. And she's like, I just responded to this ad. She's like, I was just doing like, catalog work. I was modeling bras for catalogs.
Yeah, she had no puppet experience.
She had no puppet experience. She's like, I was just so happy to like not have to model bras anymore. And so like, I mean, ultimately, who knows what this can be, right? It's all kind of elusive. It was all kind of elusive from the beginning.
Well, when they call you and invite you to come to this program in LA, we have to figure out when I can come visit.
Oh my God, I know, right? And then I got to find out who's willing to like meet up out in Cali the last 3 weeks in July. We'll see. I have a really good feeling, but at the same time, you have your reservations because like anything could happen. So I'm just so happy that I was able to like have a fucking audition.
Just doing that in itself is a great experience to have.
It was amazing. It was really, really cool. I showed them my range.
Met Elmo.
I know and I saw he had a documentary back in like 2011 that I watched. It's called Becoming Elmo. I love documentaries. If you haven't noticed, but it was really just very inspirational because it was all about how he like grew up wanting to do puppets and making his own puppets and getting bullied for being the puppet guy, and then like,
oh wow,
then getting TV show work doing puppets for like a little local show, and then growing, and then meeting Jim Henson and getting to work with him, and then doing all the work with him, and then how he blew up as Elmo. Elmo had a couple of different puppeteers had Elmo, and then he got him and he made it Elmo.
Yeah.
So when I saw him in the documentary, I was like, wow, this guy, how amazing, how inspirational his story. But I never thought that this was a thing that you could do that was accessible.
It's so funny. I told Julian that you auditioned for this, and he's like, he was like, who's Jim? And I was like, like the people that do Sesame Street. He's like, what?
Oh, for real? He freaked out a little bit.
And he's like, wait, those are puppets? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, I thought people got inside of them. Like, and I was like, well, maybe Big Bird or something. Because he's thinking, but I don't know if Big Bird's a big puppet.
Right. Big Bird's a person inside a costume.
Okay, that's what he was thinking. They're all mascots.
All like costumes.
I was like, no, but the other characters, they're puppets. And he's like, where are the people? I was like, well, they're under. They're like under and they act it all out above. Or he's like, but how about when you see their feet? I was like...
Yeah, they have, they do.
He was very impressed that you got this audition.
Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, my kids don't give a shit. Usually kids don't really care. My kids are little too. They don't, but.
Yeah.
But oh boy, man, it was just really insane. I would even love to like hear from people who get it. If I don't end up getting it, like I would love to hear from people who get it. But like it's so, how do you know? You don't.
They should do a documentary about training people.
You'll
watch it.
Well, I had to give them their permission to record me, so they have my recording of my audition.
You might be in their documentary.
I'll be like, this fucking clown tried to audition and she was terrible. And then I was like, wah wah.
They would never do that.
But anyway, stay tuned. I may be coming to a Sesame Street near you.
You go to the West Coast. Sunny D hits the West Coast.
Yeah, that's something fun to keep in tune with. We're kind of
so everybody send those positive vibes out our way.
Shoot them vibes. Who knows? We may know before we air Wednesday, but still, it's something fun to keep track of. Anyways, what else? Yeah, I was just complaining generally to you about just not being able to just like, just being home a lot.
Yeah.
You have to get out.
Yep. I'm starting to do that a little more.
Yeah.
You?
No, I need to. I think just
well,
because
at least
I
you
stay
did
at home,
that spa day with your friends.
Oh, that was cool. Yeah. So my friend, oh my God. Let me give you guys a tip for gift giving, right? I'm a terrible gift giver. I'm the worst. But My friends, they do Groupons a lot and they do spas. Like spa, they look out for spa deals for Groupons. She did one where it was like a couples package.
Yeah.
So what she did was she got me one so I can go with my husband. But then all of them each got one. So it was like all three of us went with our, like, it was 3 couples went to the spa, and we were able to do the pool. It's out in Aventura. They have like crazy slides. They were about to get on one, and then they told them that they needed another person because they were uneven.
That's that new water park.
It's
thing.
a water park out in Aventura. It's expensive.
Yeah, I've heard it's really expensive.
So if you want to go,
stay at the hotel usually. But I guess,
or you can pay to go. But this Groupon, but that's why it's like you gotta look at the Groupon that's connected with the hotel. That what amenities you can use afterwards, because a lot of times you can use their pool.
Yeah.
So this place let you use their pool, and their pool just so happened to have a water park, have like slides and stuff.
That's fun.
But yeah, but we weren't there with our kids, and like,
you didn't go down the slides.
No, I'm
what?
too old for that shit.
Oh my god!
After getting a back massage, I'm not gonna go on the slide and wreck my back to have to go back and have somebody
slide.
I know, but they were like
okay. I don't know what kind of water slides. I don't do those steep ones that are drops, but I'll do one that's like just goes around.
I would have done it if somebody else would have been like, "Come on, let's go do it." I would have been like, "Okay." But
I love
nobody
water
was
slides.
really like. Nadie estaba empeñado. Everybody was just kind of hanging around, just wanting to chill, which is,
I mean, the only thing that would have kept me from doing the water slide if there was like a long line.
No, it was going pretty fast.
I would do it.
But like, yeah, get the spa deal so you don't have to pay a crazy amount to get into that stupid water slide. And then when you get in there, everything is crazy expensive. I was like, what do these people think we're South Beach? I ended up getting lunch for me and my husband. Bro, I dropped like $60
for lunch
on fucking quesadilla, chicken tenders, and 2 waters. Wow. I was like, wow, fuck it, really? But it was really fun. We spent a lot of money that day. And if you want to get somebody, you know, get them a gift that also hooks up their spouse. That's a pretty...
Yeah, that's cool.
And then get yourself the same gift so you guys can go have the same experience. Be like, hey, not only do you get to go have fun, we're going to come have fun with you. But anyways, also got a haircut that I'm not that happy with. I was not happy. I'm growing into it. It's growing into me, I guess, maybe.
It's growing out.
Yeah, I had a beef. I was like, I might as well have gotten the clippers and just took it to my head and done it myself. But it's growing.
It's short, yeah.
It's super short. I don't know.
It's not that bad.
I swear, I was like, man, I asked for pink. I didn't want...
Was your husband like, I thought you were going to let it grow out?
No, because I came up to him going, look, bro, they cut my hair too much. Like, look, I wanted pink. They gave me Furiosa from Mad Max, okay? I don't know. I look like fucking 11 from Stranger Things.
No, she was bald.
Listen, I have a little piquito, but if I cut that piquito off, I would have been bald, okay? I want to let my hair grow. That's my intention, is to ultimately let my hair grow. It is really annoying, though, when your hair has a weird shape to it.
Yeah.
You have to trim it. You can't just let it grow and look like a fucking crazy person. You got to make him shape it into something. So this time I was like, oh. And then I wasn't too happy with like the last rounds of color that I was doing to my hair. So I was like, cut it. But then she fucking cut it.
She tried to cut it all out.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa, lady, this is really short. And she was like, oh, no, you can, just style it. And I was like, yeah, okay, let me get out of here before like I start crying along with my kids. Me and my kids are going to be crying in the lady's fucking hair salon.
Did you still tip her the same?
Yeah, I still tipped her because I'm a fucking pushover.
No, but like, was it the same amount you normally would, or a little less?
I don't know. I tipped her pretty good. So I was telling you, there's a lot of tarot readers now live on TikTok.
Yeah, I see them all the time.
Yeah, they're like, do we see them now because you like them and like we see them, or are they just
past.
everywhere now?
I scroll past. I especially see that one lady that has like, what was it? Comment your name to get a reading. As a little index card that says comment your name.
Yeah, and then there's
she has it up.
2,000 fucking bitches in there screaming their name out in the comments, and you're like, yeah, okay, fucking what? Okay, please. So this lady had like 14 today. Was it today or was it yesterday? And I was just like, oh, fucking here. Cash App here. $5. What?
Anything good?
Whatever. It's just generalized stuff. That's why I'm like, I want to go live on TikTok and do like a hokey fake tarot reading to people for tips, right? But it just be like funny stuff that I say to them that they can apply to their life. Yeah, she was.
That's improv.
Like, yeah. Oh, for sure, it's improv.
Yeah.
I feel like my whole life is improv, honestly. But it was interesting. Whatever. It's really general though, right? So she was saying a lot of stuff about, and then they throw out a bunch of astrology signs. They're like, oh, this is very Pisces. I'm getting a lot of Leo, very Virgo, and then you're like, oh, okay, that's me. Right, cool. She was just talking about how like to not stress about getting the thing, right? To just let the thing happen. And it's kind of like, okay, you can say that about fucking anything, but okay, I'll take it. Right. Don't worry about the thing. Just let the thing happen. And I'm like, okay, all right, I'll just let the thing happen.
But what card came out?
Girl, I can't even remember,
you should have screen recorded it.
After the fact, yes, I know. After the fact, I was like, what is wrong with me? I could have just screen recorded the whole thing. I'm an idiot. And I'm in the spur of the moment. That's what everybody asked me afterwards after my Henson audition. Oh, did you record it? And I was like, oh, no.
How could you have recorded it with your phone?
I could have probably put my phone to the side and recorded it. But
I was
still,
going
what
to
was I
ask
going
you
to do?
that
Record
too.
like them? I would have wanted to
No,
have
both of
record
you.
the
It had to
whole
be an
screen
angle
of
where it sees you and
I know,
the
crazy.
screen a
I
little.
I was just so anxious to get it and go it and do it and get it over with that I
Yeah.
was just like not gonna set shit up. That day I was telling my husband, I'm like, yo, can you take the kids? Like, are you not gonna take the kids? He's like, oh, I thought you were just gonna do them with them here. I'm like, can you please? I'm like, look, I cannot have my attention fully here if the girls are here. Like, please, even if it's just 10 minutes, just go.
Yeah.
So he had to leave and I got some time because I even wanted some time to kind of just like be in there waiting for them and just kind of like
decompress.
Yeah, just decompress. But I still got super nervous and fucked it up anyway. So yay.
No, you didn't. You didn't fuck it up.
Anyway, you guys, if you want to get your tarot cards read Read. Special deal done at TikTok, $5. And if
You don't
anybody
even have tarot
and if
cards.
anybody wants to, but that's the beauty of it. I can make my own cards up, right? If you guys are down to see me prank everybody on TikTok, I just think, hey, if people are getting paid, I just paid somebody $5 to give me tarot. I will.
I've never gone into one of those where people are paying. They're usually they're usually free, and
No,
they just
they're
give it
usually
to people
free and they
randomly
give,
in the comments.
right? That have 2,000 people in their yes, right. No, you go to the tarot lady who has fewer people who she's actually like can do the thing that she's there to do. How are you gonna get that lady who has 1 million people yelling their name out at her to pay
I know,
you?
but then you have to pay.
$5. It was worth it. Hey, listen.
It was worth it to get a general reading. That
Right, because hello, as deemed by Meredith, I am Queen Skeptic, so I just want to listen. Just a showcasing fact. Just the fact that she's prepared and ready to give a reading, I think that's worth $5. I will pay $5 to see her do it. And I was like, oh, look, there's not a lot of people here. I can actually get her to
pay
attention. And I think it's worth it. I think it would be funny if I did a funny tarot card reading, but it's not tarot cards. We got to call it something else.
Stoner cards.
Stoner cards. Yeah, right. Wouldn't that be funny? I've been looking for a way to like do a live where it's interactive, and I honestly think that that's like fun. That's would be in.
You're
like
like
how
trying
else?
to determine their weed future. I see you hitting a bong.
I gotta do it in character. I gotta do a whole character then, though. Hey, welcome to Stoner Readings.
Stoner readings.
Well, we will tell you what your stoner future looks like. Hey, man, I think it could work. And if you guys think it works, you think it's funny, you guys will be down to, check it out. let us know in the comments. I don't know where would they comment. They can't comment on a podcast, but
They can if they listen to it on our YouTube. Or go to the YouTube one and make the comments there.
And clap back. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you, sis. Doesn't scare me because I don't have the headphones on today. A couple things I wanted to recommend before we talk about school being out for the summer, because Jay's going to have a lot to say about that. A couple things, if you guys are looking for some Netflix recommendations, some streaming recommendations, Bo Burnham has a new special. He's a stand-up comic. He's very different. He's very creative. He's not your usual comedian. Kind of depressing, but like in a beautiful way. In a beautiful way. I'd say check out Bo Burnham, question your life, and then don't commit suicide. Nobody wants that.
Oh my.
You gotta watch it.
Okay.
It's funny. It's good. And then Lin-Manuel, I like him a lot. In the Heights, we started watching it. If you're from Hialeah, I think you will watch it and feel familiar with it because
Feels like home.
It feels like home. It's a cheesy musical, which is very nice, but it's very Latino influenced.
I heard them talk about it on NPR.
Yeah, they've been on everywhere. I saw them on Good Morning America. They've been all over the place promoting it. It was a Broadway show, but this guy has done a lot for the Hispanic community because it's like, you know, he's getting his platform to tell his story, and his story is all Latino voices, and they have a lot of Latino performers in this movie. And it's really, I mean, it's Washington Heights. It's in New York, so it's like New York has a lot of similarities with us because of how diverse the cultures are, and like there's heavy Spanish population.
Uh-huh.
So it felt like Hialeah. It felt like, you know, El Barrio.
I have to check that out.
But it's pretty good. It's on, what's it called?
HBO Max.
Yeah. School's out. So you have
Yeah.
any plans? Any fun plans?
We're just glad. I'm just glad school is done. No more homework. And like this is the first year where Julian's old enough to be excited that he has a break. You know, he's like, oh, 2 whole months. 3 whole months of no school. But what he's mostly excited about is actually going back to school because he knows 2nd grade he'll be going back to school in person. So
he's ready for it.
Oh, he's so ready. So he's excited about
Does
that.
he talk to any of his friends like about going back to see?
That's the thing, is that he doesn't really have any friends.
Right, because they don't really talk to each other on the phone or anything yet, right?
They're in a Zoom class. They're not allowed to interact with each other.
Yeah.
They're interacting only with the teacher. So like the pandemic happened in the middle of his kindergarten year. So he finished that year remotely, and then he did all of 1st grade through virtual school. So he'll be going back for 2nd grade in person. We met the teacher, like we got to go by to pick up all the awards. He made principal honor roll, so his little medals and stuff. So we got to briefly meet the teacher for the first time in person when we got to go pick that up. And he's like, it was weird.
It is kind of like weird to interact with people a little bit more now.
But yeah, so we're excited that it's summer, and we're going to go to Spain in September. Unfortunately, I was trying to convince my family to do August so he wouldn't have to miss any school. But we're going to go the week of Labor Day, so he'll miss like 3 days of school. And we're going to go to Spain for a week to visit my sister.
That's awesome. That's going to be so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Can you bring me back some ham?
Really?
I don't think so. Do you like ham?
Yeah, I like ham.
Girl, go over there.
Yeah, their
and eat
ham's
it all.
amazing.
Their
They have
ham's
the
amazing.
prosciutto.
Yeah, prosciutto and cured.
Yeah.
Oof.
So yummy. So yeah, that's what I'm most excited for.
Your sister have a weed hookup out there?
What's hilarious is that we started planning this in our group chat, and we're all talking about, okay, we're going to go from this day to this day. It's a week, whatever. And my stepmom, she asked me in the chat, hey, Jess, are you going to be okay a week without your meds? And my sister's like, we got weed out here.
Oh, nice. Nice. Very, very much. I like.
He's like, my dad's like, yeah, figure that out. I don't want to be getting arrested in a foreign country.
He said, yeah, figure that out.
Yeah, I looked it up actually. And in Spain, it is legal to have cannabis, and you're able to consume privately on your own property. You could even grow plants, but you're not allowed to sell or purchase or trade.
Okay.
So, but they do have like cannabis clubs where you could be like a member. So the only way you could go to one of those is actually if you're a Spanish citizen and all that.
Right.
So
tell your sister to
she's
figure
going to
it
have to
out.
get weed for me, and then I can consume it in her house. It's fine.
Oh, nice. Good. Great.
Yeah.
And you get to try weed from Spain?
Yeah.
That's exciting. We want to hear about that kind of weed.
I will.
We hope we get some good shit out there.
I'm not going to go through the trouble of smuggling weed now that it's a lot easier to find.
Yeah, but
Like, the
that's
last time
why
I went to Europe, I was ballsy and I rolled a bunch of J's and stuffed it in with my Q-tips and just put it in my like bag with all my toiletries and stuff.
Yeah.
And it went through fine.
They don't really care.
And I took like 11 joints.
That's a good amount.
I literally took a joint for a day, for each day
That's pretty great.
that I was going to be there.
But they don't really look for that, and that's not a quantity that's going to be suspicious.
Yeah.
And we've heard it from all kinds of people too. Like, we don't recommend that you do it because it's illegal, but we've heard from. I even reposted a TikTok of some girl who's like, "I wasn't TSA. I was a TSA." Like,
Yeah,
look,
they don't give a fuck.
we're sniffing for other things.
Yeah.
We're sniffing for bombs and stuff. Just be smart about it. You know, edibles, you could take them in a, gummies.
Those are
you can
easy.
Take them,
Those are easy to take.
Vapes are really easy too.
Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to do. I'm going to probably take a vape with me, and then also see if my sister can get me some flour. That's what I'm gonna do.
And then you can be reporting live from Spain.
But other than that, I saw friends for the first time in like a year. Like one of my best friends, I haven't seen him and his wife in over a year because, as careful as we are, he is the most paranoid person I know.
Yeah.
And he's extremely careful. So I think the last time I saw him was right at the beginning of the pandemic. We got together at your house.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw him in person. So that was fun, seeing friends again, getting together.
Yeah, so we actually had
games.
a little birthday party, but even family, just having family and neighbors and stuff over. It's like
outside the bubble of people that I've been seeing.
Right.
Like immediate family.
Extended family, right. Like having everybody together kind of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, we get to see friends next week too. Next weekend.
Yeah, I have a friend visiting from New York, one of our best friends. We haven't seen him in like 2 years. And he'll be here all week, so we're going to have a few friends over to say hi to him. It's his 40th birthday, actually, today, as we're recording this on Saturday. Happy birthday, Monty.
That'll be fun.
But, you know what I've been actually enjoying recently is I got the Audible book. Seth Rogen released a new book. It's called Yearbook, and it's kind of like a little memoir of
kind
his
of
life.
autobiography or something?
Yeah, a little memoir of his life. And it's pretty funny and enjoyable. He narrates it, and then he has other actors that come in and play parts of different people
That's
in his life.
interesting.
Yeah.
That's cool. I like that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a fun listen. You should check it out.
Yeah, I want to. I love him.
I love him,
I
too.
mean, I have my reservations. But again, I have my reservations about everything. So, but yeah. That's
it's
cool.
funny. He talks a lot about the first time he got high. He talks about doing shrooms and acid and obviously making movies, writing.
I would love to hear. Yeah, that all of that.
The first time he met Snoop Dogg and it was hilarious. It's funny.
I'm sure, and he has a funny voice. Like not his voice literally, but like the way he says things and the way he expresses himself. So yeah. I'm sure it's. I like the idea of like a celebrity writing their book and then narrating it for the audio version. How can you be like an actor and like write a book, especially about yourself?
But he's not just an actor; he's a writer.
Right.
So it's easy for him to write a book. Not all actors is probably easy to write a book.
I don't think it's easy.
Not easy, but it's easier for him as a writer,
right,
than somebody that's just an actor.
God, see, I would love to be in a professional setting where I can be in a writer's meeting with people who like do this shit for a living. Oh my God, that would
He
be.
starts talking about when he first started doing stand up as a teenager.
I know he
I
did it like
couldn't
13
believe
or some shit. He
how
was a
young
kid.
he was.
Yes,
and
a
he
lot
was.
of
His
these
parents
people.
really encouraged it and
Right.
took him to classes. He said he took a class, and he was the youngest. Everybody was there. It was adults, and he was the only teenager in the class.
That's awesome.
And it's just funny. He was just talked about always being used to being the youngest one in the room. You know, now he's not. Now he's
Right.
grown adult and
Yeah.
stuff. But I was like, holy shit. And then he's talked about it's the first time ever getting paid to write jokes was. It's funny. I don't want to ruin it. You got to listen to it. It's fun.
You know your body's asking for it. Everybody needs it. It's News Nugs.
You can't hear it.
With your two favorite hosts, Stony Stonerson and Stony Stonius.
This was a popular story on our Instagram recently. Amazon to stop testing many workers for marijuana and will lobby Congress for federal legalization.
This is a hot topic, baby.
Amazon that said that it will stop drug testing many of its workers for marijuana and will instead treat it the same as alcohol use. It is also formally joining the movement in support of cannabis legalization and will actively lobby Congress in support of legislation to end federal prohibition. In the past, like many employers, we've disqualified people from working at Amazon if they tested positive for marijuana use, Amazon said in an update posted to its company news site. However, given where the state laws are moving from the U.S., we've changed course. Amazon will no longer include marijuana in its comprehensive drug screening program for any positions not regulated by the Department of Transportation and will instead treat it the same as alcohol use. It will continue to do impairment checks on the job and will test for all drugs, including cannabis and alcohol, for any incident.
Right. And let me also say here that just generally the workforce right now as it stands, they would be idiots to continue to testing for cannabis and making a big deal out of it because, quite frankly, anybody who works in retail or does customer service or, I mean, really has to deal with, just humans generally would do well with using marijuana. And honestly, retail for real.
Yes.
Retail, come on, bro.
You have way more patience.
And on top of that, the fucking living conditions that I've heard on for Amazon, not sounding so good. So yeah. You'd probably want to have to be smoking.
Based on this, it seems like just their drivers are not allowed. Or anybody driving or using probably
which
equipment.
is understandable.
Yeah.
Okay. Article continues on. The move by one of the U.S. largest employers will lead to a significant reduction on the number of workers in the country who face the prospect of being fired simply for using cannabis at home while not on the clock. In addition to instituting the workplace policy shift, Amazon says it will also lobby Congress to pass a bill to federally legalize marijuana that was introduced last week by House Judiciary Committee Chairman Gerald Nadler. Because we know that this issue is bigger than Amazon, our public policy team will be actively supporting the Marijuana Opportunity Reinvestment and Expungement Act 2021, MORE Act. Federal legislation that would legalize marijuana at the federal level, expunge criminal records, and invest in impacted communities, the company's post said. We hope that other employers will join us and that policymakers will act swiftly to pass this law. In recent years, Amazon has faced lawsuits from workers who were fired for using medical cannabis in accordance with state law.
Interesting.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, there's going to be a lot of people who have to recuperate from firing people.
I mean, I'm sure in legal
adapt.
states, it's hard to find a workforce that is not consuming cannabis, especially in legal states.
Right.
And I'm sure there's some way that he's trying to make his money out of this.
Oh,
and that's
absolutely.
why he's all of a sudden
now
for
he's
it.
all suddenly
He's going to be like,
gung-ho.
how can Amazon?
And then isn't it
Prime.
they want to be delivering it? No, isn't that a thing?
I'm sure there's going to be a part of it event. I mean, they didn't say anything about it in this article.
Right.
We all just made comments about the Prime thing.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
We were just like, Prime weed delivery, like joking.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure it's not so far-fetched, considering where we're headed.
No, it's not.
I mean, it's insane the kinds of things that we could get delivered to your home. I mean, it's like, yeah.
I mean, I've had weed delivered to my home.
Yeah, fucking. I'm right. Exactly.
already without Amazon.
Yeah, Oh, okay. Yeah. Something just popped up in my head.
What?
Someone reached out to us,
Oh.
like Uber for weed.
We saw that. That was another story.
No,
we did.
right. No, right. That they're saying, oh, Uber's going to deliver the weed.
Yeah.
No, but it's a delivery service that's reaching out to us.
Oh.
But I have to be like, I'm sorry, we live in a medical state that's not. We
Yeah, it
can't
doesn't
do
work.
that here. It doesn't work here. Boo, boo. That'll be the day though, right? When we can like just have it. And
Yeah,
not
well,
to
we
take
have a
so many
story about that a
days.
little later in our I Love You Miami.
Okay.
I don't see those days coming anytime soon. But our next story here is NFL funds marijuana research as federal prohibition adversely impacts studies into opioid alternatives for players. Finally.
Yeah, we've talked about this in the past too.
Yeah. So, a commission formed between the NFL and the league's players union plans to award up to $1 million in grants for researchers to investigate the therapeutic potential of marijuana, CBD, and other alternatives to opioids for treating pain. At a press conference on June 8th, a representative for the NFL and FLPA's Joint Pain Management Committee, PMC, said, clearly there are a lot of great ideas in this space and there's a lot of important research that needs to be funded. The league specifically wants proposals from people on 3 areas of inquiry. 1, the effects of cannabinoids on pain in elite football players, post-surgical and or in daily pain management. 2, the effects of non-pharmacologic treatments on pain in elite players, post-surgical and or in daily. That seems like the same thing. Oh, non-pharmacologic. Okay. The effects of cannabis, and then 3, the effects of cannabis and cannabinoids on athletic performance in elite football players. So this is actually something right up Alex Chisholm's, like, this is something she should try to, like.
This is super interesting too.
Yeah, because she...
Look at that, and they're giving grants. I mean, gosh.
Yeah, so they're basically taking proposals from people that want to study this and do research on this.
That's pretty amazing.
This is like right up her alley.
Yeah, let's send this to her. Tag her. The committee issued an initial request for information on the issue in February and was given a series of primary research objectives. That included exploring whether substances such as marijuana or CBD could replace opioids for routine pain management in players and impact of cannabinoids on athletic performance. The joint NFL and FLPA committee held 2 informational forums on CBD last year, and while their initial findings were not definitive, PMC determined that the non-intoxicating cannabis compound showed promise in the treatment of some forms of pain, but the science doesn't currently live up to the hype. The panel really felt there was not enough research and information on the benefits of their alternatives to opioids for both acute and chronic pain. After those forums, a representative said on Tuesday. Meanwhile, the league's drug testing policy changed demonstrably. The fuck? Why can I not? Demonstrably?
Demonstrably, yeah.
That sounds like such a weird word. Yeah. Last year, as part of a collective bargaining agreement, sorry.
So under the NFL under the new policy, NFL players will not face the possibility of being suspended from games over positive tests for any drug, not just marijuana.
What?
Yeah. So the decision reflects a significant shift in the league's approach to drug use by players, with the agreement emphasizing the need to focus on ensuring evaluation and treatment rather than punishment. Now, those who test positive for drugs exhibit behaviors that indicate drug misuse or self-refer themselves will be required to enter into an intervention program where they would then receive an evaluation and treatment plan.
You would think that people are not so black and white when they judge scenarios, right? Mm-hmm. You would think that there's a lot of different factors for things, like, and different things to take into account. This is using that. That's like, exactly. That you using common sense and just really just putting together and doing what's necessary for each individual person as needed.
Mm-hmm. And it says here, testing positive for prohibited substances after that point would result in a half-week salary loss for first violations, a 1-week salary loss for second violations, and a 2-week salary loss for third violations, and 3-week salary loss for fourth and subsequent violations. The threat of suspensions would be removed.
Probably maybe get them figure out.
I'm
what's
sure
going
Ricky
on.
Williams would have preferred this policy.
Yeah. Can you imagine if he would have been able to? I would be kind of like annoyed if I was him, right?
I'm glad
Isn't it
they're-
annoying?
Yeah, I'm sure
because
it is
you're
really
like,
annoying.
oh, now you turn around and you're like, oh, I could have been fucking really seriously. Now you guys, now, great, thanks.
Well, hopefully the research shows. I mean, we've seen already a lot of research come back saying that it's helpful for pain and recovery from and inflammation and all that. So, based on that information, maybe they'll stop prescribing opioids
Look,
and allow
I
them to
think,
use
honestly,
cannabis.
I don't understand why don't the marijuana companies post research? Like, are they not contributing
I have
money
no
towards
idea.
research?
That's a good thing to look into. How
Because
much the dispensary
wouldn't you
companies
think,
put towards research?
Like, wouldn't you think they would be the first to want to prove that their shit is like top notch? Use it for everything. Fucking rub it on your face and it makes your face prettier. I mean, whatever they could do, right? Don't you want to research and make sure your product is like?
They just do their testing to make sure their product's good, but you want.
I mean, there's so
to-
much research
to
that needs to be
support-
done.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I feel like they're getting lots of money. Fucking put that shit to work, bitch. Nevada governor signs bill legalizing marijuana consumption lounges.
What?
Fantasy
Let's go to
Island.
Vegas.
Fantasy Island. The governor of Nevada has signed a bill to legalize marijuana consumption lounges in the state. Legislation cleared the assembly last month and was then approved by the Senate last week before being signed by Governor Steve Sisolak on Friday, June 4th. The bill would create 2 new licensing categories for cannabis business in the state. One would be for retail cannabis consumption lounges, and the other would be for independent cannabis consumption lounge. Existing retailers could apply the former license to sell products that could be consumed on site by adults 21 and older.
Nice.
Independent lounges could enter into a contract with an existing retailer to purchase and prepare ready-to-consume marijuana products for resale. But much more interesting place to be than a fucking bar. I'll tell you that.
Let me tell you, I went to Amsterdam when I lived in Germany, and it was great. You go to a coffee shop. They have a limit as to how much they're allowed to sell.
Patton Oswalt has a joke about how amazing it is.
It is. It's so cool. And they can't sell you more than 5 grams. And
Yeah,
you
because you're supposed to do it there.
yeah, you just get a menu. You look at what you want or whatever. I mean, you're allowed
How
to
you
leave
can
with what you have
smoke
left.
it.
Yeah. And then you sit down and you smoke and you can
How
order
much
coffee.
fun if you have they have different
And
kinds of ways to smoke, like different rigs or bongs or different cool.
Well, I think that's what
devices
these are trying to
too.
get at. I think these are trying to get at that. But I never saw anything like that when I was in Amsterdam or
I mean, but because
where they
we've
had,
come
like-
a long way. That was a long time
that
ago.
was 2001.
Eso fue.
20 years
dinosaur
ago. I'm so old.
And the Arctic ages.
Oh God.
Yeah, man.
I was a
Weed's
baby,
come a long
though.
way. You and weed have come a long way.
Oh my God. I don't know where we were.
Oh, your turn. Yellow.
Oh, okay. So the Senate also adopted an amendment, which the House later concurred, which stipulated that local governments can adopt regulations for consumption lounges that are more restrictive than the state rules. So I guess,
They can have their own rules.
yeah, exactly. The Las Vegas City Council in 2019 approved an ordinance allowing for social consumption sites within the city limits. And that year, Alaska became the first state to enact regulations that provide for the on-site use option of dispensaries. Colorado followed suit with the legislation approved that legalized cannabis tasting rooms and marijuana hospitality establishments where adults could freely use cannabis. Social consumption sites are also provided for in New York's marijuana legalization law.
Hell
Ooh.
yeah.
So, and in California, the Assembly recently passed a bill that would allow local jurisdictions to permit licensed cannabis lounges to sell non-marijuana food and drinks. Somewhere you could eat and then smoke.
That's great. I would love to have that here. That would be so nice. You could have different.
It's not going to get that here
experiences.
until it's adult use.
Yeah, well, obviously. I mean, a girl could dream.
I know, but we can visit these states that have these lounges.
Oh, we're going to visit these states.
And we're going to go see all our homies.
Oh,
Let's go to
yeah.
Vegas.
I know. I've never been.
You've never been to Vegas?
I've never been to Vegas.
I've been twice. First time was a group
I'm
of
not
friends.
a big gambler, but I like the energy, so I can
do a
see
little
how
bit of
that
gambling,
might,
yeah.
mess me up, right? But I can't. I won't get drunk. Well, maybe. Who knows? Vegas. Who knows? Don't they give you drinks to be at the tables and stuff?
They'll, as long as you're gambling, they'll bring you drinks.
Man, I don't know. See, that's dangerous.
Yep.
But I would would focus more energy on like maybe going to some cool shows.
That's what's fun. I like doing that and eating. But
Eating,
mostly going to shows.
I would like to see nature too, go out there and...
Yeah, we went to the Grand Canyon.
Yeah. I want to do that. That'd be nice. You guys, it's the time.
I love you, Miami!
You know it. Florida Supreme Court affirms state's vertical integration medical marijuana model.
Boo.
Because it sucks balls. But they continue to feed the beast. The Florida Supreme Court overturned lower court rulings that Florida's medical marijuana regulatory scheme is unconstitutional, essentially delivering a blow to small companies hoping to enter the state's marijuana industry. At the heart of the Supreme Court's ruling is a challenge to the state's vertical integration model, which requires marijuana companies to be responsible for all aspects of the business, from growing and cultivating to transporting and selling. The ruling will have wide-ranging implications for the state's $1 billion plus medical marijuana industry, which has been highly anticipating the ruling for 8 months. The basis of Supreme Court ruling is a 2018 lawsuit filed by Floragrown, a Tampa company that applied to become a medical marijuana treatment center after voters overwhelmingly approved a medical marijuana ballot measure that year.
The Florida Department of Health denied the company's application, which prompted Floragrown to sue the Department of Health over 2017 changes to Florida's medical marijuana law that required companies be vertically integrated, which is a huge hurdle for smaller firms. Floragrown argued that the provisions, along with the statutory cap on the number of medical marijuana licenses, were unconstitutional. Opponents of vertical integration cast the changes as a cartel system that only allowed large companies with big financial backing into the market to the detriment of smaller firms. This is a terrible decision for small businesses and minorities. It props up a cartel system we as Republicans have now created a monopoly for gaming and a cartel system for marijuana, said Senator Jeff Brandes, a Republican from St. Petersburg. Republicans should be for free and open markets. This will harm patients. Both Leon County Circuit Judge Charles Dodson and 3-judge appeals court panel agreed with Floragrown that the provisions were unconstitutional. But by a near unanimous decision, the Florida Supreme Court disagreed, quashing the lower court ruling and ordering the lower courts to vacate a temporary injunction and that had delayed full implementation of the regulatory scheme.
The justices said that lower courts did not fully consider that the constitutional amendment legalizing medical marijuana gave the legislature rulemaking authority, which includes mandating vertical integration. In reaching their conclusions, the trial court and the first district misconstrued by failing to give due consideration to the authority that the amendment... Oh my goodness. I don't even, there's so many words now. I see too many words. My brain's like, really? Where's this going? Where's this sentence going? Leaves the legislature and the establishment of policy related to medical marijuana treatment centers according to the ruling, which was issued by the court and does not specify a specific author. 6 of the court's 7 justices concurred with the ruling. Justice Alan Lawson concurred with portions of the ruling, but wrote a dissent indicating he agreed with Floragrown that the regulatory scheme was an unconstitutional special law that favored specific corporations. I agree as well.
It is. This is awful. Vertical integration is garbage.
Yeah, because it makes only the wealthy people
market.
be able to invest in it.
Yeah, it is a cartel system. Yeah. Right. It's
corporate America. Ruining lives once again. Like, fucking, please.
But, like, the lower courts, like, agreed. And then, like, what I feel like they got paid off, all these judges.
Who
in the
knows?
Supreme Court. Like, really?
Everybody
Come
li-
on.
You know, everybody likes to give each other handies. You know?
I don't know.
Lobbying? Like, why is that a thing?
Yeah.
That should not be allowed. Why can't we? Why do people have to be persuaded to doing things in their favor? That's shady shit.
It is shady shit.
But you know. Sometimes you broke. I don't know how it goes.
Gonna be this. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. If you've stuck with us this far into this is like a long podcast episode.
We were talking a lot at the beginning.
We talked a lot. I talked to
We had a lot
everybody's-
to catch up on.
You know, it's been over 2 months, you guys.
2 months.
Anywho, thanks for hanging out with us once again. We appreciate your existence, you guys. We appreciate all the interactions that you make with us. We're very thankful for being able to be a part of your lives. Anyways, we
We're
appreciate
gonna start doing
you.
lives on Wednesdays, right?
Yeah, I think
At 9 p.m.
probably hear some of my children screaming in the background.
It's only for 30 minutes.
But you know,
from 9 to 9:30.
We'll be doing it. We'll be doing it. I'm tongue tied already. You guys, thanks so much again for all your support. Specifically, people who contribute to our Patreon, especially you guys. Thanks, Yanni Reyes, Destiny Adams, Lauren Hadsel, Jesse Reyes, Christy Rodriguez, April Collins, Terry Grimsley, Shelby Glecker, and we have a brand new one that joined us on our downtime, Denise Caceres.
Thank you.
She's our homie from down the street. Thank you guys so much.
Cuban chica.
Thank you so much for contributing to the show. And again, for listening.
We love you guys.
We love you guys.
See ya.
Until next time.